Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. MTG Box Analysis here with another Wilds of Eldraine Collector Booster Box. This one comes from a different case than the ones that we've opened previously, so our chances of a confetti foil, I guess, are pretty good, or at least the same. So let's go ahead and crack this thing open. Let's see what kind of value we can find from the cards inside, and then run the full MTG box analysis at the end. And we'll even do sort of a summary of the collector booster boxes opened thus far on the channel. All right, awesome. So we've got our 12 collector booster packs. Starting to see some life in this set. The value of the cards has been steadily increasing from an overall set value perspective since release. So people are definitely taking to Wilds of Eldraine. All right, so we kick off with a food and a rat token, followed by an extended art foil Archon of the Wild Rose. And then we're going to see ourselves a Leyline of Sanctity, followed by a Hornlock Whale in Showcase. Then we're going to see ourselves an Archmage of the Echoes coming in from the Commander subset. Then we've got ourselves a Twinning Twins with a Stab Wound, followed by another Stab Wound. Then we're going to see ourselves a Plains, followed by a Two-Headed Hunter, Princess Takes Flight, the Witch's Vanity, Johann Stopgap. Then we've got a Candy Grapple with an Edgewall Pact and a Warehouse Tabby in the back. All right, so nothing terribly exciting in that particular pack. But, you know, we've got 11 more to go, and the goal is to pick up a Confetti Foil, an Agatha's Soul Coffin, or even a Beseech the Mirror would be fine. All right, so we're going to kick off with a Leyline of Abundance in foil, followed by a Nature's Will. I believe this is the least valuable anime card that you can pull, but we got it. And then we're going to see ourselves a Pollen Shield Hair in Showcase with a Tegwill's Scouring coming in from the Commander subset. Then we're going to see ourselves a Rankle's Prank from the main set, followed by a Knightly Valor. Then we're going to see ourselves a Ground Seal with a Swamp, Totena's Swarm Piper, Greta Sweet Tooth Scourge with the Monstrous Rage, the Ginger Brute, the Sky Beast Tracker, the Balluna's Gatekeeper, and Shatter the Oath. All right, so typically these boxes are good for 3 anime cards. At least that's been my experience with the 3 boxes that I've opened thus far. Hopefully that continues, and our Nature's Will is not the only one. All right, so we're going to see Talion, the Kindly Lord Mythic Borderless coming in. Very nice to see this. This does hold a little bit of value for us. Very cool. And then we've got ourselves a Leyline of Lightning, followed by a Twinning Twins in Showcase with a Yenna Redtooth Regent. Then we're going to see a Talion Kindly Lord coming in from the main set. So a double Mythic, double Talion pack. Very nice. Then we've got a Ground Seal with a Compulsion, followed by a Mountain, Belligerent of the Ball, Soul Guide Lantern, Collector's Vault, Evolving Wilds with a Misleading Motes, Abraya's Attendance, Redtooth Genealogist in the back. All right, so that made me feel a little bit better seeing 2 mythics there. Unfortunately, they were the same one. Although, if we get an Agatha's Soul Cauldron pack like that, I'll be extremely happy. All right, so we're going to kick this one off with a foil Pollen Shield Hair in Showcase with an Intruder Alarm, followed by a Devouring Sugar Maw, also in Showcase, with a Charming Scoundrel Extended Art, and an Elusive Otter. Then we're going to see a Utopia Sprawl, Garruk's Uprising with a Forest. Then we're going to see a Royal Treatment with a Bitter Chill, Taken by Nightmares, Not Dead After All. Then we're going to see some Spider Food with a Break the Spell and a Commune with Nature in the back. All right, moving into our next pack here. So this one kicks off with an Elvish Archivist foil Borderless. Then we're going to see ourselves an Omniscience coming in, Mythic from the Enchanting Tales subset. This is the card from the main set, but still very cool to see that Mythic coming in. Then we're going to see ourselves a Ready of the Charmed Apple, another Mythic coming in Borderless. Unfortunately, this Mythic does not hold a ton of value for us. Then we're going to see ourselves a Tangled Colony, followed by a Redcap Gutter Dweller. Then we're going to see the Spreading Seas, Intangible Virtue, Plains, Callous Sellsword, Gadwick's First Duel with a Knight of Doves. Then we've got a Stockpiling Celebrant, a Charmed Clothier, a Scarecrow Guide, and a Diminisher Witch. All right. So another double mythic pack, just not breaking any records from a value perspective yet. Moving into pack number 6 here. This one kicks off with a Prismatic Omen, followed by a Phyrexian Unlife. Then we're going to see the Mosswood Dread Knight, followed by a Court of Ardenvale coming in from the Commander subset. Unfortunately, this court is not the one you're looking for. You're looking for the Court of Garenbrig. Then we're going to see ourselves a Gumdrop Poisoner coming in from the main set with a Raid Bombardment, a Dragon Mantle, followed by a Mountain, Gallant Piewheeler, a Picklock Prankster, Dream Spoilers, Stormkeld Prowler with a Borrow Naughty. Then we've got an Archon's Glory and a Bellowing Bruiser. All right, so that takes us to the halfway point of this collector booster box. So far, 1 anime non-foil. I think we're up to 4, maybe 5 mythics, but not a lot of value yet. So we've got an Asinine Antics, so foil extended art mythic coming in, followed by a Doubling Season. Nice. Now there we go. That's some value. Picked one of these up in a previous collector box. This is awesome to see. Fantastic. This does hold some value. This is the anime treatment. I think it's right around $50. So that's going to get its own pile up here. Then we're going to see ourselves a Restless Spire in Borderless with a Court of Embereth coming in from the Commander subset with the End as our main set rare. Then we've got a Season of Growth, Grasp of Fate, a Forest, with 3 Bowls of Porridge, Imodane's Recruiter, Neva Stalked by Nightmares, Moment of Valor, followed by an Into Fate Court. Then we've got a Leaping Ambush and a Grand Ball Guest coming in the back. All right, so now we're up to 2 anime cards, one probably pretty darn close to the top, and one all the way at the bottom. So the best anime borderless you can get is the Rhystic Study, unless it's in the Confetti foil, and then I believe Smothering Tide may have taken first place. We'll find out in the analysis. So we've got a Lord Skitter Sewer King coming in, followed by a Mana Flare. Then we're going to see ourselves a Gumdrop Poisoner, followed by a Tegwig Duke of Splendor coming in from the Commander subset. Then we've got a Questing Druid, followed by Garruk's Uprising, Dark Tutelage, a Plains, Splashy Spellcaster, Boundary Lands Ranger with a Dutiful Griffin, a Fell Horseman. Then we've got a Hamlet Glutton with a Redcap Thief and a Sweet Tooth Witch. So will we see a third anime borderless, or will we get lucky and pull a confetti foil? I've only seen one so far in the, this is now my 4th collected booster box, so I'm really hoping for a second one. So we are going to see a Questing Druid coming in the showcase treatment with a Rest in Peace. Then we've got a Balloona Grand Squall coming in, another mythic, not a high value one though. Then we've got a Timber Paladin from Commander, followed by a Restless Fortress from the Land Cycle. Then we've got a Compulsion with a Season of Growth, a Swamp. We're going to see a Ruby Daring Tracker, followed by a Stone Splitter's Bolt, Picnic Ruiner, followed by a Crystal Grotto, Root Rider Fawn. Then we're going to see a Harried Spearguard with a Return from the Wilds. We are down to 3 collector booster packs. And this pack does not want to open. All right, here we go. We're going to see a Karmic Justice coming in, just a rare from the Enchanting Tales subset, followed by an Oversold Cemetery. Then we're going to see ourselves a Restless Cottage coming in Borderless, very fun art. Then we've got a Tale for the Ages coming in extended art with an Archon of the Wild Rose as our main set rare, with an Intangible Virtue, Curiosity, Island, Discerning Financier, Embereth Veteran, followed by an Edgewall Inn. Then we've got ourselves a Sugar Rush with a Merfolk Coralsmith and a Beanstalk Worm with a Living Lectern in the back. We've also not yet seen either of the uncommons currently valued over $1, and that's going to be the Up the Beanstalk at a green or the Stroke of Midnight coming in out of white. So trying to keep an eye out for those, add a little bit value to our totals. All right, so we are going to kick this one off with an Extraordinary Journey, followed by a land tax, another mythic coming in from the Enchanting Tales subset. Land tax is valued over $10. Awesome. And then we're going to see a Will, Scion of Peace, another mythic coming in. Unfortunately, this mythic, not high value. Followed by Sentinel of the Lost Lore. And then we're going to see the Huntsman's Redemption from the main set with a Dragon Mantle, Griffinary, Forest, Threadbind Cleek with a Twisted Sewer Witch. Then we've got a Fairy Dream Thief with a Territorial Witch Stalker, Kindled Heroism. Then we got a Bespoke Battle Garb with a Quick Study in the back. All right. Will the final pack contain one more anime borderless, or will this be the first collector box that I've opened that only had two? Let's find out together. All right, so we've got a Copy Enchantment coming in as our foil, with a Forced Fruition coming in as our main or as our Enchanting Tales rare, followed by a Bramble Familiar. Then we're going to see a Farsight Ritual and a Hornlock Whale. So there you go. That answers that question. Only two anime borderless in the box. We got the Curiosity, the Raid Bombardment, the Mountain, followed by a Tough Cookie. Then we've got a Corvol and the Noble Thief, Succumb to the Cold, followed by Rowan's Grim Search, and Reddy's Whisper. Then we're going to see a Frantic Firebolt with a Minecart Daredevil. All right, so I'll get everything sorted, organized, and be right back with the MTG box analysis. We'll begin the analysis by looking at all of the cards that we pulled from the 12 collector booster packs. Then we'll review how much of the main set and the Enchanting Tales subset we covered by non-foil and foil, along with a breakdown of coverage by rarity and a look at box duplication. Following this, we'll establish a baseline for value with a look at the current value of the two sets before moving into a recap of the actual observed value. Finally, we'll conclude with a summary. If you want to go deeper into the analysis and see all of the metrics for this box and more than 150 others, simply join the channel at the Give Me the Data level to download the analysis. Let's get things started by examining the box contents in comparison to the cards that we had an opportunity to see. Using this chart, we can see all the cards we could potentially acquire from the primary Wilds of Eldraine set marked in gray, the actual foils that we saw in orange, and the actual non-foils that we saw in green. For the non-foils, we were only eligible to see Showcase, Borderless, and Extended Art cards inside the collector booster packs. In today's box, we ended up seeing 8 non-foil Showcase, 4 Borderless, and 6 Extended Art cards. When it comes to the foils, we saw between 11 and 19 cards for each of the primary colors of Magic, and this box contained 2 foil Showcase, 1 foil Borderless, and 5 foil Extended Art cards. From the Enchanting Tales subset, we saw between 3 and 7 non-foils for each of the colors of Magic, and between 1 and 6 of the foils. We also saw 2 non-foil anime borderless cards, but none in foil today. And this box, of course, did not contain any of the 20 confetti foil anime borderless cards. Moving into coverage, from the main Wilds of Eldraine set, we saw 18 unique non-foils out of a possible 83, giving us 22% coverage of the cards that we were eligible to see. We saw 40% of the Showcase, 36% of the Borderless, and 12% of the Extended Art cards. In the foil space, we saw 109 of the 349 cards, giving us 31% coverage of the main set. Our highest coverage among the primary colors of Magic was in blue with 45% coverage. Moving into the Enchanting Tales subset, we ended up seeing 24 of the 83 cards in non-foil, giving us 29% coverage, and in the foil space, we saw a total of 16 unique cards for 19% coverage. Pivoting to coverage by rarity, in today's box, we saw 15 of the 62 main set rares that we were eligible to see in non-foil, giving us 24% coverage. We also saw 3 of the 21 mythics for 14% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 48% of the commons, 45% of the uncommons, along with 17 of the 122 rares for 14% coverage, and 3 of the 41 mythics good enough for 7% coverage. In the Enchanting Tales subset, we saw 67% of the uncommons in non-foil, along with 9 of the 35 rares for 26% coverage, and 3 of the mythics for 10% coverage. In the foil space, we again saw 67% of the uncommons, and 4 of the 35 rares for 11% coverage. In total, we saw 50 rares and 10 mythics within these 12 packs when we include the 5 rares and 1 mythic from the Commander subset. From a duplication standpoint, we only saw repeat cards from the main set and only in the full art basic land category. In today's box, we ended up seeing 4 lands repeated 7 times, giving this box a duplication rate of only 4%. Before getting into the value of today's collector booster box, let's first check in on how the set is performing. This chart shows all 349 cards that you can pull from the main Wilds of Eldraine set using non-foil market prices as of September 23rd, 2023. Currently, the set features 8 cards valued over $10. They are the Hilda of the Icy Crown in extended art going for $10 even, the Virtue of Persistence at $11.44 in standard frame. Then we have the Moonshaker Cavalry, which is currently going for $18.78 in standard frame and $26.43 in extended art. Beseech the Mirror, which is going for $33 even in standard frame and $43.92 in extended art. And in first place, we have Agatha's Soul Cauldron, which has a market value of $43.36 in standard frame and $51.23 for the extended art. The main set also features 10 cards valued between $5 and $10 and 44 cards valued between $1 and $5. The other 287 cards are currently valued under $1. Now let's take a look at the 103 cards that you can obtain from a collector booster pack from the Enchanting Tales subset. At this time, there are currently 40 cards valued over $10 in the subset. This includes all 20 of the hard-to-pull confetti foils, 13 of the 20 anime borderless cards, and 7 cards from the main set. The subset also features 8 cards valued between $5 and $10 and 19 cards valued between $1 and $5. There's only 36 cards in the subset that are valued under $1. Now let's take a look at how the two sets have been performing since release. This chart shows the total market value of the 349 cards from the main set and the 103 cards from the Enchanting Tales subset. On release day, the main set had a total market value of $360.19, and today those same cards are valued at $451.70. That's an increase of $91.51 or 20% of the starting set value. Now, the 63 cards from the Enchanting Tales subset started out at $216.94 and are now up $46.58 to $263.52. The 20 anime borderless cards from the Enchanting Tales subset started out at $370 and are now up to $410.72. The only thing that has dropped are the 20 anime borderless confetti foils, which started out at $2,128.21 and have dropped 26% to $1,682.57. Now let's begin to review what kind of value we saw in the box. Let's start off with the non-foil space from the main set. We didn't see a single card valued over $5 and only picked up 4 cards in the $1 to $5 range. The other 14 non-foils that we picked up are valued less than $1. In the traditional foil space, we saw a little bit of life in the box with an extended art Talion the Kindly Lord with a current market value of $22.43. We also picked up 2 cards in the $5 to $10 range and 4 foils valued between $1 and $5. The other 109 main set foils that we saw are valued under $1. The majority of the value that we saw came from the Enchanting Tales subset, where we saw 2 significant standouts. We saw the land tax from the main set, currently valued at $14.41, and we saw the anime borderless doubling season, presently valued at $50. We also picked up 1 card in the $5 to $10 range and 2 cards in the $1 to $5 range. The remaining 18 non-foils from the subset are currently valued less than $1. In the foil space, we nearly struck out, only seeing 3 cards in the $1 to $5 range and 13 cards valued under $1. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box through TCG Player for $198.19 at pre-release. Now, the current market price for these boxes as of September 23rd is holding steady at $194.52. The Wilds of Eldraine collector booster boxes contain 12 packs, each with 15 cards, allowing you to see 180 cards plus tokens. The 6 cards that we pulled from the Commander subset have a current market value of $8.06. The 40 cards from the Enchanting Tales subset have a total market value of $86.45, with the majority of that coming from the doubling season. From the main set, we saw 12 tokens currently valued at $9.99 and 12 full art basic lands valued at $6.57 combined. The 48 commons came up to $5.18 in market value, and the 36 uncommons have a market value of $4.67. The 32 rares from the main set have a current market value of $24.90, and the 6 mythics that we pulled are valued at $37.15. Add it all up, and the grand total for this box comes up to be $182.97 in card market value, which is a loss of $15.22 and means that I only saw 92% of my purchase price returned in card value. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw 11 cards valued over $2 in this box, and they have a current combined value of $120.75, which means that those 11 cards represent 61% of the total box value. I guess not every box can be a winner. Get early access to videos, download the analysis for every box open on the channel, and personally DM me, just like these fine people, all by becoming a member of the channel through YouTube or over at mtgboxanalysis.com. You'll find links in the description. Until next time, do something amazing.